Pahlavi texts, translated by E.W. West. Part 4, Contents of the Nasks. Clarendon, Oxford University Press, 1892. Dinkard, Book 8, Chapter 23. 1. One section of the next 12 is the Hasus Ha'urvastan Shepherd's Dog Code, about the shepherd who is selecting a shepherd's dog or the sheep, and the shepherd with various shepherd's dogs, about the shepherd's comprehension of their serviceableness one with the other, and whatever is on the same subject. 2. The extent of authorized efficiency, salit gariki, accomplished by the shepherd's dog nature of a shepherd's dog, after his being appointed by the shepherd. 3. About the shepherd's preparing the means of bedding for the shepherd's dog, giving the amount of the price of the daily food of a shepherd's dog, provisions for the dog in the winter, and the preparation of a fire beforehand, which it is necessary to make in the sheepfold. Pa hasto. 4. About the mode of preparing the appointed fireplace of the sheepfold, the position of the shepherd's dog and the dog's fire, the means of lodging and provisioning the shepherd's dog in the sheepfold, the sin owing to the occasions when one proceeds to provide another's mode, and whatever is on the same subject. 5. About the diligence of the shepherd's dog, and about his being guardian of the sheep, asleep at night in flocks, dreading distress, the dog, their protection, is not provided with bedding, nor with pillow, and they are happy every night. He has to come out through the whole flock 3 times, besides when one of the guards, Padano, who is apprehensive, counts them, who every day at dawn has to walk out among the sheep, with good words to inspect them, to apply remedies properly to the sheep that are sick, wounded, bruised, or defective, and to be their guardian. Also the sin owing to worrying them, and whatever's on the same subject. 6. About that which is to be done by him as regards the breeding of the sheep, and likewise for the sake of the young ones, and the sin when he does not do it, or shall act otherwise. 7. About his fully understanding where and which is the sheep for each young one. 8. About his habit and means of keeping away the thief and the wolf from the sheep, and the preservation of the sheep thereby, when an awful cloud and wind and rain arise, or when position of those distressed ones at the fords of rivers becomes opposite a locality, necessno, of bad footing, when it is not possible for him to save all. He has to save the greater in value, or the more in number. 9. About his having guarded a sheep from the pasture of others, and the retribution for the sin of not having guarded as to the eating and damaging of the corn, grain, and pasture of others by the sheep. 10. About the extent of preservation by the shepherd's dog, driving the sheep from the corn, kernels, and pasture of others of various species, such as that which one calls the very stupid Goltar pig. There is, moreover, the specified pasture as regards those sheep, but the pig, which feeds upon its own predecessors, is also that which may commit another sin, for it feeds even upon its progeny at birth. 11. About the indication of an assembly place, garang, for the sheep, in a warm or cool locality, by the shepherd's dog. 12. About the characteristics of sheep from 1 to 4 years of age. 13. About the village, vis, of a shepherd, where the shepherd's dog is known when he arrives, how it is when a sheep has to be kept out of the sheepfold by the shepherd's dog, and how it is when it has to be driven by him to the village of the heedful shepherd. 14. about the coming of the shepherd unto a sheep, and the path from the village which the shepherd has provided for the flock. 15. About the shepherd, when he withholds the daily food of a shepherd's dog, and the exhaustion of life thereby, after the fourth deprival of food, at the pak, the dough, it is allowable for the shepherd's dog to kill a sheep for nourishment. 16. About a sheep which comes astray into the flock to be slaughtered, being the perquisite of the butcher, Bahari Kustar, and that of the shepherd's dog, being its dog, and the appointed number of one sheep, about their 17, about their extent of movement, and their pregnancy and growing old, Bar Ba Kasan. 18, about the sin of the shepherd as regards the shepherd's dog, through injustice as to work, reward, and chastisement, and of the shepherd's dog as regards the shepherd, through improperly tending a sheep or worrying it by exertion. Also his chastisement, and the payment that occurs for the incompetence and unworthiness therein, besides adjudications between the shepherd and the shepherd's dog. 19, about the instruction which the shepherd gives to the shepherd's dog through reminders, Pavan Ayadiha, to control a sheep, when the shepherd's dog, having heard some musical notes, Srudo Gasano, the instruction took place in the form of words, and when the notes were not heard, even by a blow, Zatam, the means of that instructor, being a blow. 20, about the peculiarity of the shepherd's dog as regards its employment, Rogkar, at the periods of satisfying menstrual excitement, solemnizing the season festivals, and other important good works. Now remember, there's 6 Gahanbars, the season festivals, because that's their particular time of the solar year. People think that Middle Eastern religion is like anti-dog. It's like, no. It's anti-treating dogs certain ways. You make use of dogs. You don't have them as pets. They're guard dogs or hunting dogs or something else. And how they're kept is done in particular ways and all that stuff.